So I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while. I wanted to do a very loose video walkthrough of mission making, just something in the 3D editor, just to show you guys a very high level walkthrough of general mission making, with next to no scripting. Like, thanks to the Eden editor, the amount of scripting that I do on a mission by mission basis has been cut by 60, 70, even 80%. This just makes mission making so much easier, and it makes the process go a lot faster, and I wanted to just show people how fast it can really go. And really all what you can do in the 3D editor, because there's a lot that still can be done without the use of SQF files and stuff like that. So let's leap right into it. First, you're going to need a plan. You can be a central theme. You want to start with a central theme first. Be that a single player or co-op mission, be that a particular area of the map that you feel inspired by. You know, you're perusing around Altus or Tanoa or whatever, because they're both gorgeous. They're both absolutely gorgeous, and you say, you know what? It'd be really cool if I made a mission there or something. You know, go ahead, knock yourself out. Make a mission around an area of the map. Or even if you have a still shot of like a battle or of a firefight in your head, you just can't get it out of your head, and you're just like, oh wow, that'd be really cool. Or if you have a particular favored unit that you want to do a mission around, you know, go for it. It's, you know, you can, the sky's the limit, especially when it comes to the editor in ArmA 3. After that, you want to generate your objectives. You want to keep them simple at first. Keep them very high level. That way. Like, I always say that it's easy to make a simple objective complex, but it's difficult to make a complex objective simple. And the simpler something is, the faster it'll get done usually. Take seek and destroy for example. Okay, there's a weapons cache in a town. Go blow it up. Okay, cool. That's a simple objective. We find the objective crate. We set a satchel charge on it. We blow it to hell, we leave. Awesome. We can make that very complex. Okay, that town is occupied by Op 4. Okay, that's an obstacle, but it's not too complex. Okay, the Op 4 look like civilians. Okay, that's a little bit more complex. Oh, and they have CSAT support, and they have armor and artillery in fortified positions. Okay, now it's really complex getting in there and blowing it up. Okay, so again, try to keep it high level, just for now, because you can always add depth later. But just try to keep it very high level for now. There's something I wanted to show you in the map, and you've probably been looking at this for the past couple minutes. You can set comments in the map, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now once I find a half-decent spot to do it. You get a level spot. Yeah, whatever. We'll put it right here. You right-click, and you go to Place Comment. And then you can put something in the title, and it'll show on the map. So that's how you add a comment. And this is particularly useful for whenever you're just trying to structure your mission in general. Or if you say like, oh, I could really use this, but I'm kind of in the middle of something right now, so let me just make a quick little note right now. You can just place comments real quickly and come back to it later. Like I said, you want to get these done, you want to get the planning phase done as simply as possible. You don't want to complicate things just yet. That way you can spend the bulk of your time debugging and adding depth to it. After that, we want to start building. Okay, so we're going to start building. The first thing we need to add is our units. Now, for this mission, I was particularly inspired by a book I just finished, and by the news, because we've been seeing a lot of U.S. advisors going overseas to fight ISIS and working with the Kurds and working with indigenous defense forces. So I was particularly inspired by that. So I wanted to make something like that in ArmA 3. Now, I wanted to make this as vanilla as possible, so I'm not running any mods, to make it as simple as possible. That being said, I figured best just to base this in the ArmA 3 storyline in the events before the Eastwind campaign. So we would have a NATO fire team in support, or I'm sorry, with a AAF fire team, or an AAF squad, who knows. Sure, let's make it an AAF rifle squad in support. Okay? Now, with that, the NATO task force working with the AAF prior to the Eastwind campaign was, or I'm sorry, during the first part of the Eastwind campaign is Task Force Aegis. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Task Force Aegis. So, I wanted to make these guys... I actually think I might have the loadout in here somewhere. Nope. Okay, fine. We'll make it. So essentially, when you're giving people equipment, I don't like to give people stuff just willy-nilly. I like there to be a purpose behind it. Now, this is the FTL. The FTL is going to essentially going to have just a lot of administrative equipment. Now, that could be the grenade launcher. That could be it could be a GPS. That could be a radio, a long-range radio, if you're using TFAR or something like that. Essentially, you want to give this guy a purpose. You know, why is he here? Why can he not just be thrown away and replaced by somebody else? Well, that's easy. You know, try to actually give him a proper purpose, and then you can base the mission around that purpose, and then you can base essentially his gameplay off of that purpose. So I think that's okay for now. Let's give him a... Well, we can't give him a patch. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Come down to here to attributes. We go with identity. Insignia. Task Force Ages. Okay. And then you can see the little insignia right there. Cool. On top of that, I wanted to have a JTAC in the second slot. However, this unit is not a rifleman. We want a JTAC in here. We want it to actually be a JTAC. So we go down to properties, go to type, and we're gonna find, where's NATO Recon? NATO Men Special Forces Recon JTAC. We'll do that. You know what? And while we're here, let's make all these guys Recon. So instead of doing that again, let's just scrap them. And I'm sorry, it was under infantry. Infantry, recon, patrol. Fine, we'll just do it like that. Okay, so now we have a recon team leader. We'll just do the same thing we did previously. And again, we just want to give... Essentially, we want to ask ourselves, why is this guy here? Because I don't like putting units down just so they can be thralls, just so they can be cannon fodder or whatever. Like, I don't want a unit to be there and not be useful and not to have a purpose behind it. In the case of the team leader, we're going to have some explosive charges, so that way he can be useful. He can carry the explosive charges, and he can actually be used. However, I did want to do one thing to set him up to kind of drive home the theme here of the time era. Now, essentially of the time that this is taking place. Essentially, this is going to be taking place before Eastwind. Now, in Eastwind, all the NATO personnel were using MXs, which is fine, but for our purposes, I think it'd be a little better, maybe a little cooler, if they used weaponry that was similar to that of the AAF. So instead of an MX, which fires a 6.5 caseless round, we've given this guy what is that, Mark 20? Yeah, Mark 20 5.56. So we go ahead and do that. And here's a recon marksman. We don't want a marksman for our purposes. We want a JTAC. Now, they already have a JTAC? They do not. They already have a paramedic, which is good. We'll replace this guy with a demolition specialist. But we want this guy to be a JTAC. We want to change his unit type. So we're going to just go to attributes, type, recon JTAC. And again, just like the first guy, we want, we want to give him some stuff, Don't... It's cool to give these guys, a proper loadout rather than just kind of like setting them with the default one and letting them go. But you don't want to go nuts with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this guy, that looks about right. Now, since he is a JTAC, I suppose I should give him some smoke shells. Well, they're not really going to be useful because nothing really requires smoke designations. But, no, who am I to argue? Green's fine, white's fine. And there you have it. He'll be the JTAC. Laser designator. Binos. He's not going to need binos. Hell, give him a UAV. Why not? Because we don't... I think the UAV is severely underused in this game. Okay, that being said, I don't want to fuss with the medics loadout too much, or with the core the CLS's loadout too much. So instead, I'm just gonna switch his weapon and give him some very basic stuff. That way, you know, you have, I don't know, just seems a little better. Oh, we want this guy to not be a recon scout. We want him to be a demo specialist. That way, he can complete one of the objectives that we're going to give the rest of the team later. And again, we just want to give him some stuff. That way none of these guys are like useless. Essentially the purpose of NATO here is to be utility, whereas the purpose of the AAF is to be the muscle behind it, if that makes any sense. So, however, we do want to, since this was going to be a single player / co-op, we wanted to select this as playable. But while we're here, let's go ahead and bump these guys up to 75% skill. I'm going to give these guys the Task Force Aegis insignia. Probability presence true. Well, it's all good to me. Okay. Now I want to give it a name. Well, we'll think about that. We'll think about that. So that being said, let's give... However, we wanted these guys to report to... We wanted these guys to be able to report to the NATO personnel. Where's the team leader? Is that him? That's him. He'll take command. Well, better yet, give all these guys to the team leader. Now, if you're wondering how I did that, I selected all the units, held control, left control, and then clicked and dragged, essentially, onto the unit that I want to control. Okay, and notice how that changed their. Notice how it changed their faction from independent to blue 4. That's a very easy way to get units to shoot at each other. So say if you want NATO units to shoot at NATO units, or FIA units to shoot at NATO units, which is what we're going to do later in the video. You essentially just want to place the FIA unit down, group them to Op 4 or something, and then that FIA unit will be shifted to Op 4. At which point in time you can delete the Op 4 that he's grouped to, and he'll still retain his composition, or he'll still retain his faction. However, since we already have a CLS person, we're going to get rid of this combat lifesaver. Ammo bear's fine. That way, essentially, I did want the AAF to be the muscle, while the NATO personnel are the utility. You know, we've got a JTAC here. He operates the UAV, and he's going to have supports grouped to him. We have the demo specialist that'll remove IEDs, and we have the paramedic that'll obviously do paramedic things. Essentially, you just want them to be a supporting unit to the AAF, who again we are advising. So, that being said, we already have our units. Let's keep going with the objectives. Now, I have on my objective list is essentially what we want these guys to do. We want them to patrol this road. You might not be able to see it very well from here, so we're going to go ahead and view it. So you can see here this little road that snakes along the mountains. We want our NATO people to patrol that. And we'll set an endpoint for them. Hell, let's make this the endpoint, I guess. Make it easy. They'll hold here. Or we can give them, you know what? We can give them a final objective. We'll have a convoy stop at this location. Or an abandoned convoy, which that they can then use to return to their FOB. That gives them a neat little return chute. And essentially, this is the kind of mission making you want to keep in the back of your head. Just think about how the players are going to get there. What are they going to do once they get there? How difficult is it going to be to get where they're going? It's it's not bad to string objectives out over a very large area. It really isn't. But as long as you're willing to accept that it will take the player time to get there, and it will take you, the troubleshooter, who has to play through this mission a bunch of different times during the test phase to see if it gets it right, this will take you time as well. Now you'll notice I have Salamander marked here. Essentially, I wanted an optional objective for the guys, for our players, to be to find Objective Salamander, which would be an FIA stronghold. So essentially, they're going to be fighting the FIA the whole time. The FIA might ambush them. They're going to run to IEDs. They're going to find guerrillas in the hills, and we're going to have a little FIA stronghold up here, which includes weapon caches, whatever, vehicles, all sorts of really neat things up here that they can then destroy and then assault, destroy, blow up, whatever. We also want to have them hit a couple of waypoints on the way up. So we can do that one of two ways. We can give them tasks, give them a task at each waypoint they have to go to, then just set them to complete with a trigger, or we can give them a proper waypoints by using the waypoint section of here. I like the first one because that involves some trigger works and it involves tasks. It makes it very in their face, especially when it comes to the little notifications that pop up whenever they say, "Hey, you've completed a task! Awesome!" On top of that, we want to do IEDs along the road, which is going to be pretty easy to mine. And then we want to have a sniper at some point in time. Let's think about where we want to put the sniper. Maybe up there. Anyway, let's start out with the very basic high-level stuff. Let's do the patrol. Let's do the patrol route. So, we want to give these guys objective. No, that's not it. Intel. Create task. Okay. Groups of synchronized objects, task ID, OBJ. This will be their primary objective, so it'll be 1. However, this will be the first waypoint in that primary objective, so it'll be 1_1. Parent task ID. Oh, well, heck, we can just do this. Okay. OBJ1 will be the parent task. It won't have a parent task. Patrol road for now. We'll fill the description in later. State assigned. Disabled. Since this will be the parent task, we don't want it to have a destination. We want to have individual tasks at each point in the patrol. Always visible. Not necessary. Show notification. Yes. Marker. No marker is necessary. And we're good to go. So we just click connect, sync to, and sync it to our unit. Okay. Now at this point in time, we're going to create task. Let's have. Hang on. How many points in this road do we have? There's 1. That's a good marker, actually. 2. And then 3 will be up here. Then they can go to the abandoned convoy. So we're going to make a comment. Point 1. Point 2. Point 3. And we will have tasks at each of those objectives, or each of those points, groups of synchronized objects. Again, we're going to group these up whenever we're done. I guess we could just use blue 4. Ah, to hell with it, we'll just use blue 4. That means we got to change this guy. So we right click on him, attributes, blue 4. Okay. Task ID, OBJ1_1, because this is going to be the first point in their patrol. So we want to have these 3 points in the patrol grouped under that main objective. Parent task ID OBJ1. Title reach point 1. Again, we can just assign this as much as we want. Task type. Is there a move? I feel like there should be a move. Move 1. Here we go. Yep. Always visible. Sure. Why not? We can always disable this later. Module position. There we go. Now let's copy and paste this guy at point 2. to reach point 2. Move 2. Okay. And last but not least, point 3. And move 3. Maybe they'll see smoke rising. Maybe they'll see an abandoned hunter right here, and they'll be like, "Oh, what is that?" And they'll move up and see. Oh wait, it's an abandoned patrol. Oh no, we got to do something. And then they'll go over and they'll see what the abandoned patrol's all about. Or hell, they can see something right there. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to sync all 3 of these to our work with me. Sync to our team leader. Well, we don't necessarily need to sync them either, because those 3 are set to blue 4 rather than, you know, rather than just syncing them to the unit and just saying, oh, groups of synchronized objects, we can just say blue 4 and be done with it. So, what we're also going to do is we're also going to set up the completion objectives. Or, I'm sorry, the completion triggers. Set task state, we're going to put one of these down. Succeeded! Sync to here. And set trigger owner. We're going to set this trigger owner to our man over here. Actually, what we're going to do is, because I wanted to keep this simple, because I was telling you guys to keep this simple, keep this high level at first, is we're actually going to move our patrol points down a little bit. We're going to move them close to our player. That way debugging and walking through this is no less painful. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so essentially what I've done is I've grouped the create task. I've grouped the set task state, which is succeeded, to the first task, reach point 1. I've grouped that to a trigger. Now, essentially, with that trigger being grouped to the actual group itself, we can then set it. How about group leader? Any group member. No, group leader. Activation present. Server only. That way, in case they do it, it'll be that way. In case they end up doing a co-op mission, it'll be on the server only. Okay, that should set the state of this task to succeeded. We're going to repeat the process twice more, by using a 100 by 100 trigger and a wrong one. Set task state succeeded, and we're going to sync these up. And group this guy to the team leader. Oh wait, did I group that? I did. Set trigger owner. There we go. It used to be group, so that's why it's throwing me for a loop. What did I say? Group leader. Group leader is present. Set to OK. Yep. And for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to copy and paste. Group leader present. We do need to set the trigger owner to our blue 4 commander. Set task state succeeded. Sync 2 and sync 2. Just gotta make sure I get this right. I try to make everything look the same as well. That way I know if one that way I can just keep track. Okay, this is going to do what it says it's going to do. However, we still need to complete the overall objective, which is, you know, reach these 3 points. So we're going to do another set task state. Succeeded. And we're going to do, essentially, we're going to sync all 3 triggers. So all 3 objective completion triggers, we're going to sync to the main objective completion module. So, whenever the blue 4 has tripped up this, and this, then we will set task state, you know, then we will succeed it. Then we will succeed our once we've reached all 3 points, after we've reached all 3 points, then we will we'll complete our patrol, if that makes sense. And because I'm such a stickler for testing, let's do it right now and see how it goes. Okay. Got our unit. We got our group. So we're going to go ahead and form column. And our objectives. Reach point 1, reach point 2, reach point 3. Okay, I need to mess with the assignments because it should be point 1 first. We're going to move to point 1 first. This is point 1. Once we're within 100 meters, which should be right about now. Okay, then we need to move to point 2, which I'm going to then expedite. One thing you can do while making missions is that realize that you are gonna test this eventually. So make it easier on yourself. Make the player invincible. Give them a vehicle. Disable fatigue. You know, make it easy for you to test the mission. Okay, we've got the point 2, so we're gonna go to point 3. And like I said, make it. You will definitely want to make it easier on yourself, but also remember to move it. Also remember to remove those features once you release the game, because nobody. I mean, while it might be nice to be invincible in game playing these missions, it might break my immersion a little bit, and it might ruin the stakes. So definitely just get rid of that. Okay, any day. Okay, completed. Patrol road! Patrol road completed. You go over here to tasks. And you can see, well, you'll see it once the notification goes away, but you'll see patrol road completed. Awesome, we've reached the end of our patrol. That part works. Okay, so now that we've just verified that works, we can then move these back to their original locations. So we're going to move point 1 all the way up here to point 1. The triggered placement doesn't have to be exact. Unless it really does need to be exact. Then in which case, you know, make it as exact as you want. But in this case, it doesn't need to be terribly exact. The module position, the create task position, kind of does, though. You know, just especially if you're saying, oh, use this position as the waypoint for this task. I'll go ahead and move this guy up to position 3. We're going to move him back a little bit. Okay. That works. We've verified that that works. Alright, what else do I have on our little objective list that we have here? Search and seek and destroy objective Salamander. Now, Salamander is going to be, like I said, an FIA stronghold. However, the players kind of shouldn't know that this is up here. Otherwise, it just kind of ruins the whole idea of the patrol. Will they see it? Probably. I sincerely hope so. Especially once they see... I might put a lookout up here. A lookout, or maybe at the end of the road I'll put a lookout. Just something to say, you know what? Hey, there's people here. We should investigate these buildings just to make sure that there's nobody else around. You know what I mean? So, think about what would be at an FIA stronghold these guys can do to form a task completion trigger. You know, what can be done here that'll flip a trigger to complete this task? Well, destroying an ammo cache is always a good idea, so let's just do that. I'm gonna go down here to supplies. Supplies, I like supplies. FIA weapons cache. We'll do an equipment cache actually. To hell with it. We'll do all three. Well, no. We're just gonna do a weapons cache and an ammo cache, just because we really only have 3 satchel charges. Well, we only have 3 explosive charges, so unless we... I don't know. Well, does it have... my game will freeze up here, and so I guess it won't. Does it really have explosives in here? It does. It has 2 explosive charges in here, so we want to... That being said, we could do an equipment cache, but it's just easier just to do this. So, however, doing this, we do want to give these guys variable names. Cache 1 and cache 2. Trigger. Condition. Damage. Cache 1. Plus damage. cache 2 is greater than, well, we can do not alive. Well, the combined damage is going to be equal to 2. Simply because, okay, now let me walk you through the logic of this. Damage gets the damage of whatever object precedes it, or whatever object follows it. So whenever I say damage cache 1, it will return the integer, or I'm sorry, it'll return the decimal, or not the decimal, what the hell am I talking about? The double value of whatever the damage is to cache 1. So say it's at, say the cache is half damaged, it'll return 0.5. Say the cache is fully damaged, it'll return 1, as in fully damaged. Or if the cache is not damaged at all, it'll return 0, because the cache, the actual box behind cache 1 has sustained 0 damage. So in combining damage cache 1 plus damage cache 2 equals 2, this will flip the trigger. Ugh. Damn you, equals. Alright. That being said, going to create yet another task. Sync to this guy. And you can do it right from here. Oh! I learned something today. That's pretty sweet. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, task ID. obj2. We don't have a parent task. I mean, we could do groups of synchronized objects or blue 4. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Title. Search and destroy. Objective salamander. I'm going to write this up really quickly because it's in my head and it does give context. Okay. So, actually, we can divide this up into 2. Yeah, we can divide this up into 2. So, we're going to make another trigger. So essentially what this task is, search and destroy objective salamander. They need to find it and secure it. Okay? We're not going to use the module position. We're going to disable that. It can be assigned, whatever. How about secure? Do we have a secure? We don't. What about a... Here, attack. That'll be fine. Attack. Okay, now we're actually not going to use the weapons cache trigger on this task. We're gonna create a separate task. But I do want to finish off this overall task right here to find and destroy objective salamander. So what we're gonna do here is okay, now here's what I'm talking about when we do men. We're just gonna do a generic FIA rifleman. Okay. But we want to turn him evil. We want to turn him bad. The best way I know how to do it. Now, if you guys know how to do it, please don't keep it to yourself. Put it in the freaking comments, please. We're gonna place down an op4 unit. We're gonna group this guy too. Now we can do right click, group 2, or we can click on the unit and press left control and then click and drag. I like the click and drag better. So we'll do that. And now the FIA unit is op4. Let's copy this guy. Well, hang on. Name guard 1. We're going to create 4 guards. Now we do have to edit the variable. No, we don't. Thank you, ArmA. We greatly appreciate that. Okay, we've created 4 basic guards that we can we can then kill to basically secure this objective. This is just an arbitrary number. You can make more, and in the end, I'm probably going to end up making more. But in this case, we are going to do not alive guard 1, and just because this is not cheating. It is tactical laziness. Yeah, you heard me. It's tactical laziness, totally. Okay. Server only. When not alive guard 1 and not alive guard 2 and not alive guard 3 and not alive guard 4, it will trigger an objective complete. Oh, where'd I put it? Oh, bugger, where'd I put it? Oh, set task state. Succeeded! Wait, did I do it succeeded for this yet? No, I didn't. Okay, so once this trigger, let's go to the map for a second. Once this trigger is complete, which has killed these 4 guys, sync to set task state succeeded. And since we already have this, set damage equals 2. Totally, they're both totally destroyed. Do set task state. Succeeded. Now, however, we do need tasks for these guys. Now, the objective for the Blue 4 is just to find Salamander. Once they find it, they're authorized to move on and destroy it. How do you find a place? Now, you can find an FIA stronghold probably because of the guards that are surrounding it. Probably because of the garrison that's in it. Are we blind? Deploy the garrison. Once you see a garrison, you usually think, oh god, there's bad guys there, let's move on them and kill them. But you have to find them and know that they're there. Thankfully, there's a neat little function that we can do. Well, hang on. Let's get this right. GRP. We gotta give the group a variable name for this, I think. GRP. Oh, let's call him Hunter. How about this? Blue 4 knows about, because there's only going to be those Blue 4 units. Blue 4 knows about guard 1. You might think this is witchcraft, but just bear with me. I promise this actually works. Okay. So, knows about returns the level of knowledge that a particular unit or a particular side has about another unit. So in this case, Blue 4 knows about Guard 1 is going to return how much Blue 4 knows about Guard 1. About the unit Guard 1, but how much the side Blue 4 knows about the unit Guard 1. This is going to be returned in an integer. This integer value could range from 0 to 4. 4 being max knowledge, like I know everything about this guy down to his eye color and what select fire his weapon is set on. And 1 being I know he exists, but I don't know where. 1 being the most basic knowledge. I know there exists a unit Guard 1. 0 means I don't know anything about this guy. So it's going to return an integer from 0 to 4. So we want just a general knowledge of these guys being around. So let's just do a general knowledge. This guy being greater than 4. So even if it'll only trip up whenever Blue 4 knows even just a bare minimum about 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, we're going to reduce that. We're going to reduce that to 3. So if they know about one guard, if they know a lot about one guard, they're going to know that is Objective Salamander right there. So, however, we want to sync this to now about set. Actually, we're going to create a task. We're going to create tasks with these. So the first task would be to task ID obj2 underscore 1, parent task ID obj2, secure. Actually, clear Objective Salamander. Clear. How about clear stronghold? Because that'll be easier. Now, rather than just saying Salamander a bunch of times. We're going to set this Blue 4. Secure. Show notification. Disabled. Actually, you know what? No. Module position. Now I gotta think of one. This is probably the worst part of doing this. Is just figuring out, okay, what 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 do we do? like what how do we customize this? This is probably like the worst part of this. Okay, so we know objective salamander's right here. Okay. So we're going to sync this to a trigger, and we're going to sync this guy to, hang on, let's do what we did the other time. Okay, that is now synced. We don't necessarily need all these objectives to be synced, but if we go down the line and we find out, hey, listen, we're actually going to have more Blue 4 units on the map, then it'll be easy to just select all of these create tasks and assign them, instead of Blue 4, we can just assign them to, oh, bugger. Where is it? Owner, groups of synchronized objects. That's essentially what it's going to be. Okay, so now that we have that one, we're going to copy that and paste that again, because we want this to be very similar. Destroy weapons cache. Simple enough. Destroy. Module position. We are okay with that being a module position. Marker. Okay, the marker will be the this field right here will be the text that's displayed next to the marker on our HUD. So on our HUD, we're in game. We see our rifle, we see our ammo ticker, we see our crosshairs. We're also going to see this icon with a little destroy symbol, but we're also going to see whatever text we put in here. We're not going to put anything in there right now, but we're going to just say, yeah, you know what? Destroy these two, and let's move these task states. And again, we're going to sync this to this trigger. That way, that objective only gets assigned whenever that trigger has been met. We're going to sync this right back over here to our team leader. Okay, awesome. Now, since actually we're just, since it is just single player, we're just going to do this. This allow damage false. Okay. Now we still need to think of a name for it. Crap. Okay, so essentially here's what's going to happen. We're going to put this guy on this side of the hill. We're going to test this to make sure this works. Okay, so we're going to create the sniper. Where's a good spot to put Mr. Sniper? Since he'll be coming through this valley. They get to point 1. We might have a couple of IEDs here. Maybe we might just have an ambush. We might just have a small ambush right there. So how about this? Well, we don't want it to be too soon. Once they hit objective salamander, where would be the best place for a sniper to engage them from? Once they hit that, right about here. Well, we don't want it to be too far away because then the AI won't be able to see the Blue 4. Well, maybe we can put him right here. Well, I'm hesitant about doing that. Tell you what. Let's put this guy up here. That way, whenever they come out of the road, they come off their patrol, they are faced with being in the crosshairs of a sniper. Now, we are going to use the... We're probably going to end up using the... hang on, let's just copy guard 1. We need to edit this guy's loadout. Well, we can actually make him a marksman if we wanted to. But I think as far as... Let's just make him a sharpshooter. Okay, that'll give him a long rifle. He blends in pretty well, actually. However, we do want this guy to be fairly skilled, so let's bump his skill up to 80. Actually, while we're here, instead of saying allow damage false, we can just go down here and unclick enable damage. Okay, now that we have our sniper in place, let's just get the trigger done with. Not a live sniper. Server only, not repeatable. Not a live sniper. We actually have to name this guy then. Sniper. And in anticipation of creating the task, we're going to go ahead and sync this activation trigger to set task state succeeded. Sorry about that. Okay. It's going to rain at my house soon. So we go to crouch. That'll be absolutely perfect. Now we can get this guy to watch a specific point, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off on that. Let's just get the general... I kind of just wanted to get the general gist of the mission down first before we started adding fancy shit to it. Okay, so if we look at it from the map's point of view, here's the sniper, so I'm going to go ahead and place a comment. Sniper. Okay. We can disable him moving. I wonder if we can disable him shooting. No, better yet. We will tell him to hold his current position. Transformation, completion radius 15 meters. Behavior. I mean, okay, whatever. Okay. Combat. Open fire. Engage at will. Information. Map visibility. Effects. No, I don't need anything like that. Just, just hold that point. Kill anyone that comes close to you. Now, we need to actually create the task for Blue 4. Since this is the third task we're creating, I'm trying to look at the objectives that I have so far. It's optional. The third objective is going to be move to the convoy. So the task ID for this, I'm sorry, let's just do the convoy one first. There's no... secure... Actually, it's going to be a supply truck. So, secure abandoned supplies, defend, launcher position. That's OBJ3, Blue 4, but we're still going to sync this guy anyways. Show notification. We'll work on the map markers later. It's really no big deal right about now, because half the time it's not even viewable anyway, so... Okay. Is that position viewable from this point? It is not. We can always add a fourth point to it. Actually, we're going to do that. We're going to add point 4 to this. So, we're going to copy what's already there. We're going to paste it here. Okay, so... Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. For reach point 4. Instead of move 3, it'll be move 4. My idea behind this is to... is to say, okay, here's your patrol layout, but once they get here, they're gonna be like, oh bollocks, there's a truck up there that we need to there's an abandoned truck up here that we need to secure. Essentially, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna cancel point 4, and they're gonna have to hold that point. So actually, we're gonna go here, sync this guy too. Where's our Blue 4? There he is. Well, no, he's there. Okay, so he's out there a ways. Okay, cool. That's done. Okay, so that's his parent. His parent task is 1. I'm just double checking, making sure. Set task succeeded. Actually, canceled. We're gonna cancel this, but we are gonna sync this trigger. to the overall completed task. And this trigger will not be a 100-100 by... I'm sorry, it won't be a 50 by 50. This blue 4 is in this region. No, it's going to be... It's going to be different. So we have to actually resync that. Since it's no longer a group trigger, we need to resync it. That way we have... Yep, well... Activation. Any group member. How about blue 4 knows about truck greater than 1. Okay. And the truck is going to be placed right about here. Now we need it to be a blue 4 truck. We're not going to place it with a crew. Actually, no, it's going to be AAF. We're gonna do an AAF truck. Cars, Zemac transport, Zemac ammo. We're gonna do several trucks, I think. Actually, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do several trucks. No, I don't want to create a unit right there. Oh, by the way, if you see a spot on the map, you just want to create a unit, you just pick it, double left click, and then just go from there. But since we don't want to do that right now, we're just gonna continue going. Truck 1. Then we'll do truck 2. And we're just gonna stop at truck 2. However, I do want to change what truck it's going to be. So it's going to be a fuel truck. And because it's abandoned, we're gonna make it look like they were in a fight. We're gonna herringbone them a little bit. Okay, so we do need to do this like we did the last time. Now, if you want to replicate this instead of blue 4, and you just want it to be just players, and you do have extra blue 4 units on the map, then well, you can either make it so that blue 4 is the only people that could possibly know about those objects, or you just say for whoever the player is, player knows about this greater than 2. You know what I mean? So there you go. Any group member. Okay. So once they know about it, sync 2. Secure abandoned supplies. I'm sorry, secure abandoned convoy. And just because I'm a sadistic bastard, HMG, we're going to make that HMG destroyed. So we're going to set damage full. We can do set armor, or we can do set damage full. It does not matter. It truly does not matter. I'll keep it, whatever. I thought we had an effects section. I thought an effects section was a thing. I guess not, but that's okay. That's okay. Whatever. Okay. So we're actually gonna give these guys a little bit of damage. Health and armor. Let's bring them down to 50%. Fuel 0, so they can't move, and they're locked. This guy's so little fuel, and we'll give him 20%. 20% ammo. We'll leave him unlocked. Leave him unlocked, but he can't go anywhere. And we'll cut the ammunition in half, I think. That's still a lot. Just so you know, that's still a lot. So that being said... Oh, well, I can actually... I'm sorry. I didn't make him an actual HMG unit. Okay. So at that point, they then have two options with which they can defend themselves. They can use the HMG, as well as use their rifles. So and they can secure that position. There will be FIA probably crawling all over. I'm gonna add some dead bodies, but we're gonna just keep going with that for now. So I do know that succeed is going to work, since we've already tested the we've already tested the group trigger once. I'm sorry, we've already tested the Task Force Aegis. Come on, dude. Since we've already tested the collective complete patrol this area, so we've already completed that. So we don't need to test it again. We know it works. However, we do need to test to see if point 4 works. However, I do still want to do that. So I'm going to use what's called the debug console in order to get this done. So what do we call it? obj11 set task state succeeded. Local execute.
What's your position?
Stop.
Solid copy.
So if we go to here, I'm sorry, I must have done it wrong. obj1_1 set task state succeeded. Local execute. Huh. I guess not. Oh well, we'll just troubleshoot this one. ArmA is one of the few games where troubleshooting actually means shooting people. Now, just bear in mind that the more you add to your mission, the more the greater the frame rate drop is going to probably be. So if you add a whole bunch of stuff to your mission, well, you don't expect your frames to be all that great unless you really have a good server. Okay, I see it. It's there. In truth, the players are probably not going to come via this method. They're probably going to take the main road in. But I still want to be able to... Okay. This will happen a lot, too. You will have times when you are... I'm sorry, this will happen a lot, too. You'll test something and it won't work. You'll have to come back to the drawing board about it. So, instead of, hey, know about truck 1, art. There you have it. Secure abandoned convoy. Point 4 has been cancelled. We can go up and secure it and do whatever. We'll work on the completion trigger for that later. But for now, let's return to the Eden editor. Okay, so we're back. Let's move this guy back to where he's supposed to be. Look at all those freaking things that are synced up to him. Oh, bugger, where'd the rest of his team go? Why are they out to sea? That'll happen too. Okay. So, that will be part of the objective. Okay, we already have that trigger synced up. All that's really left is to just burn through those points on a test run and then do it. But let's do the sniper first. Let's do sniper. Because we were originally going to do before we ended up doing what we were doing. So we're going to sync this guy to our team leader. For now, we're just going to do blue 4. We don't have to sync, and I want to make this perfectly clear, okay? We do not have to sync this create task module to our players or to the group of our players and do blue 4 as our owner. If you want, you can just sync it and just say groups of synchronized objects, because it's just going to sync. It's just going to give this task that we're creating right now to the group of that synchronized object. End of story. It's not going to do anything else after that. So just keep that in mind. Kill sniper. Now, I'd like to give this sniper a nickname, kind of like Salamander, but for now we're just going to call him Sniper. Sniper. We're going to do a kill. For now, we're not going to... Oh, well, bugger. For now, we don't have to actually give it any We don't have to give it any type, because I don't think we're gonna give this objective a position. And that being said, I'm actually gonna nope out of here and come on. Why don't you like that? Fine. Delete it, try again. Create task. Wow, it really doesn't like it. Okay. Let's just copy this thing then. Destination to say okay, well since it's no longer here, let's just use this one then. Since that functionality is being stupid, it really is. Holy crap, look at it. Whatever. And welcome to ArmA. It's probably going to require me exiting the Eden editor and then re-entering it, to be honest. Sync 2. That's task state, kill sniper. And just because I might end up giving this an actual position later, once that position actually works, we're just gonna go ahead and put that right there. I do want to test this. So I'm gonna put that guy right there, and we're gonna go ahead and test it. And again, just remember to make this guy susceptible to damage and give him his fatigue back once we're done. Okay.
Stop. Roger.
So we know the sniper is around here. We have the objective. Let us assign ourselves to it. This is precisely why I chose this location. Because of all the fucking mountains. These kind of look like those were built by CSAT. Or, I don't know. They kind of look like they have CSAT camo. What the hell? Whatever. Okay. Where is this sniper? He is over here, right? Oh god. He's so good, he's evading the mission maker. I'm in the wrong spot, probably. That looks an awful lot like where we put him. So we're just going to use the time accelerator that is only available in single player. I'll try and do this. Well, you can try and do this in multiplayer. You're just going to look like an idiot. Sneak up on this guy's position. And since I'm invincible, I'm going to go ahead and just use my pistol on him.
I see movement. Sniper. One click north.
Kill sniper. Okay. Just like that. That's all we need. Let's go ahead and back out. Okay, so I would call that test a success, since we know we can kill the sniper. We're almost... Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, might I add, you can also do Control-Z in the Eden editor, which makes things immensely easier, because I am constantly making mistakes. Okay, so we can then do that. Now comes the tricky part, because I might actually have to look this up. We have to add IEDs. Now, I am 100% certain this demo specialist has a mine detector on him, and if he doesn't, we're going to give him one real quick. No, he does. He does. Okay. So, what we're going to do, we're going to add a couple mines. Things. No. Shit. Equipment? No. Hang on. No, there's an easier way to do this. Hang on. Mines. Weapons. I'm a dummy. Okay. How about we just do this? IED. Large IED dug in. Okay. Now, can the player see that? Probably. Is it okay? Absolutely. It is absolutely okay for the player to see things like this. Okay, so we're going to do this. Essentially, let's work on the completion trigger. Just for the time being. Let's work on the completion trigger. mine active. Hang on, I'm gonna have to look this up. Okay. After looking it up briefly, we can do mine active, mine 1. However, this will return true or false based off if mine 1 is active. This is a function you use whenever you have an explosive, whatever, mine, IED, whatever. This will return is mine 1 active. However, we want to return no, it is not. So if mine 1 is not active, if mine 1 is not active, then this trigger will flip. This will be the task succeeded trigger. So just to drive this point home, we're gonna do a set task state, succeeded. We have actually not done a create task for this yet, but we're actually, you know what? We're gonna do that right now. Oh my god. It does not like us. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's copy and paste this one then. Again, I hate doing this, I really do. Let's sync it to this guy because really we cannot have, there's no limit on the amount of sync things we can have, and it really doesn't bog down your game. Placing things on map and having to render them does. Okay. So essentially we're going to have not mine active, mine 1, not mine active, mine 2, not mine active, mine 3. We're going to have a whole bunch of IEDs that, actually, you know what? We're going to change that from mine to IED. IED 1. We are going to need our engineer to do this, though. Without an engineer... I'm sorry. Not engineer. Explosives expert. We're going to need our demo specialist, or our explosives expert, to do this. So it'll be not 4, but 5. I think we already have a 4. Clear patrol road of IEDs. Show list. Disarm any IEDs you come across on your patrol. And again, marker's disabled. We don't need it to be there. Yeah, we're good. I do want to know, though. Our kill the sniper, is that objective 4? I think it is. Yeah, it's objective 4. Okay. Oh, boy. What have I done? What have I done? Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and place this over here by the other objectives. That way... Okay, the ID is still there. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and place a comment by that, just so I don't lose it, because it looks really easy to use, or I'm sorry, really easy to lose. So we're just gonna go ahead and place a comment right there. Here's our disable mine script, and just like that, we are going to find some other places to use said script on. And now we're gonna make the next one kind of hard to spot. We do not need to... Kind of hard to spot, he says. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, that's done. Let's do a bunch of IEDs, just because it's far too easy to make these guys relax. And I do want to do, and we'll add a couple of oh, I should really... Yeah, I'll do that. Hang on. Large ID urban. We'll add some trash here as well. But for now, we are going to do... Oh, bugger. Well, hang on. So all that work I've done to place these, yeah, it's all going to be for nothing. because I'm going to put them... Okay, sorry about that. I actually had to... to replace those mines because I was doing this with 4.
Halt.
With my...
4. Fall back.
With my explosives expert, and I actually couldn't find the IEDs, so I had to replace them in an obvious spot that I knew I could find them again. There's one.
There's a charge over here.
Okay, do your thing, partner.
4. Disarm that mine.
But like I was saying in the section that I will end up deleting from the video, this would be really stressful to do in a combat environment, to do while people are shooting at you and all that shit. Like, holy shit. This really...
Standing by.
I don't pretend to have the same experience as somebody from Afghanistan,
4.
but
Fall
holy
back.
shit,
Understood.
it's supposed to be pretty damn close to what it's like. Only, you know,
I see a charge.
it's actually you dying and not your fucking character.
4. Disarm that mine.
Go get him, Pard.
Wilco.
That being said, I'm glad that ArmA got this right. I'm glad that they included this feature, and I'm glad that,
Standing by.
Okay, there we go. We've cleared the patrol of IEDs. This script will work. There we have it. So let's get back to the Eden editor. And that's kind of why I wanted to do a mission like this. I really wanted to do something that really was like hey, this is what we do. This is, you know, I'm sorry. I wanted to do a mission that was very much that was inspired by what actually happens is rather what is happening right now overseas. Because you got these fucking... Oh, I misplaced my ID, son of a bitch. But that happens a lot, too. But no, you just have these, I mean, so much shit is happening overseas and this is one of the things you can do with ArmA, is that you can try to emulate that, or you can try to portray that in a safe environment, too, and because ArmA's, well, you're not actually out there physically risking life and limb. I mean, if you are, then if you are doing that in ArmA, you know, good immersion, bro. But you're not putting yourself in physical danger with ArmA. So, which is really good, you know. But that's kind of why I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to do something like this because it is stressful, and it might be what we're actually doing out there, or you know, what we're actually doing there overseas. I don't pretend like it's the exact same, like it's comparable, but you know, it's still, you know, it's still something that you want to tell people, or that you want to show people. This might be a little bit too easy to spot, but you know what? That's okay for at least the time being. Actually, fuck it. No, we're going to make this really damn hard to spot. ID 4. So there's going to be ID 4 here. Good God. The players will not know where these things are. And it's going to be so... I kind of went out of order. 1, 2, 4, 3. But you know what? I don't care. Man, the players are going to be really... Man, I'm going to fuck with them real bad. I think 4 IEDs is plenty. Now I might add more later, but for right now, I think 4 IEDs is plenty. Okay. What else? Kill snipers, secure hunters. I'm sorry, secure trucks. If that's the case, let's just add a whole bunch of units just mulling about around here. Okay, so here's what we can do. Oh, where's the bugger? I didn't mean to put him there. Where's guard? Where's guard 4? Okay. Now we're gonna well, yeah, let's just keep it like this. Well, no, let's not. Bugger. I think I need to think of a good variable name for this guy. He's an ambusher. He's an outlaw. Outlaw. We'll just go outlaw. No, let's just do convoy. Convoy 1. Convoy 1, I know, I'm sorry, but to be honest, it's the best I can do. Okay, so right now we're just gonna do this. Where's our complete for this? We don't have a complete for this. Okay, cool. So our completion trigger is going to be alive convoy 1 and not alive convoy 2 because we gotta have more than one. We gotta have more than one op 4 guarding this. That being said, we're going to complete this. Well, hang on. We're gonna do this. Convoy 3, convoy 4, convoy 5. Okay, so the variable name does not necessarily have to describe what that unit is. The variable name can be whatever. It's just an arbitrary name. It should have context, but it doesn't have to. So what we're gonna do for our guard, I've allotted us 5 guards to have. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 of them patrolling at random points. We're going to have the other 2 stationary. So for our random patrol, we're going to do this. Move, move. But the last one we're going to change to a cycle. This is what I do for skirmishes, guys. I just place down 2 move waypoints. I put the placement radius, hell, let's make it 200 meters. Completion radius 10. I do the same thing. Actually, I could have... I didn't do this smart. Okay, so we're going to select these 2 points by pressing Control. We're going to right-click Attributes. Okay, so you can see them like this. Slow, behavior, safe for the time being, open fire, whatever. Okay, so at that point, we are going to take this group. We're going to replicate it. Well, I was mistaken. We're going to take everything. Hang on, let me just move this guy out here a little bit, because this is really bad placement. Okay, so we're going to take everything, copy, paste. So now we have Convoy 1 and Convoy 2. It has the same waypoints, same everything. We just copied and pasted it, that's all. Okay, so yep. That's going to, they'll patrol that area. Maybe 200 meters is a bit much. We're going to break that down to 150. Okay, so 150 is a little more conservative. I think we'll be okay with that. But also, that being said, let's make the 2 final guys. And with that being said, that's our completion trigger. Let's make the actual completion set task state. Succeeded! Turn notification, yes. Sync 2. Okay. Alright. Once that's done, we can talk about exiting, but we're gonna test this right now. And I should add it. Blue 4 knows about the patrol, but it won't matter anyways because they'll be dead. So I guess it really doesn't matter.
Halt.
Copy that.
Truck. Grid 043205.
Okay, so he knows a little bit about it, he just doesn't know so much about it. It's not enough to trip the trigger yet. Once we get closer though, it'll get easier. And like I said, Blue 4 won't be coming in. Blue 4 won't be coming in this way. They'll be coming in through the road. It'll be significantly easier to spot. Okay, so we have secure, ambushed colony. We ambushed convoy. I almost said colony. Aim. Hey, stop that. I know who's hitting me. These guys are really good. It's gonna prove one hell of a challenge for players, which I'm okay with. Okay, colony is secured. So that works. Okay, clear road of ice. All of our objectives work. So we've troubleshooted these objectives. Now it's time to add the fun stuff, such as the supports, the revive system, some ambience, proper weather, all that fun stuff. We can really go into it. Now that we know that all of our core objectives work and work well, then we can add our stuff. So let's go ahead and back out to the Eden. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this guy back to where he belongs. All the way back here. Okay, so we've already tested this. We know it all works. That's great. Okay, now let's start adding a little. Let's start adding the little details that really count to our mission. So we're gonna go to General, authored by FoxRazgriz. We're okay with independence, allegiance. This is good. Picture under patrol. Lead a joint NATO AAF patrol through the mountains of Northwest Altus. Okay. However, oh, I'm sorry. We're still not done yet. Environment. Let's do 10 in the morning. Very little overcast. Maybe just a hair of haze. That doesn't even look like a lot of haze, so I think it'd just be best just to remove it all, don't you think? Or how's it look hazy? Or if we're going to do it like this, we might as well do it at 8 in the morning. So let's just do it at 8 in the morning. Then we can drive the haze home. 10% fog, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. Actually, no, we're not going to do any fog. That way they can really take advantage of the long-range shooting. There's going to be no rain, no wind, nothing like that. Forecast is fine. Let's change the date. 2035 is the date of the draw. I'm sorry, the date of the East Wind campaign. Let's make it a year. Let's make it a year earlier. October 21st is fine. Okay, so the sun is low in the sky. That'll make it really hard once they're on patrol and once they're in the mountains. And where's the sniper? He's right there. Oh, that's going to make it so hard to find and kill him. Oh, we're going to be so devious. Holy shit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's just check the emplacements of IED 1. I mean, it's kind of buggered up right now, so let's just get it in tight. Okay, that's done. Where's IED 2? That's fine. I mean, we kind of want him to see it. IED 3 is still good. IED 4... still really goddamn good. Okay. Okay. So we messed with the weather. What else can we mess with? Multiplayer. Let's get this set up. Game mode, cooperative mission. Min players 1, max players 4. Summary. Oh, we don't need it. Enable AI, yes. Respawn disabled. Mission fail when everyone is dead. Single player death screen. Yeah, sure, why not? We don't need a vehicle respawn. Task shared objectives enabled. Revive mode enabled for all players. Required trait medic, because we only have one medic. First aid kit and med kit. First aid kit consumed on revive. Revive duration. 6 seconds is fine. Well, 10's better. Force. Medic speed multiplier times 2. Force respawn duration. Make it 15 seconds. Let's make it 1 times. Okay. That means it'll just take them flat out 10 seconds to revive this guy. Incapacitation mode basic. Bleed out duration for 2 minutes, that's fine. Okay. We've set up the medical stuff, which is good. However, I do want to just... No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we want to give the JTAC something to do. Now the JTAC, we've already set up the medical stuff. Now we've already set up the medical stuff. Let's set up the JTAC stuff to do. He's going to be the one in charge of calling in support. That being said, this is, to be honest, support is really easy in this game. So we've just placed down, what was that? A support requester module. So we're going to sync this to the JTAC, because the JTAC's going to be one requesting this. Let's do artillery. Sync to that. Now we need artillery units. We need proper artillery units. Now part of me is just like, why not just add mortars and be done with it? We can. Or you can do virtual. Since we have Blue Force stuff, I'm just going to do virtual. Artillery, virtual. Filter by side, vehicle init, cooldown. No, I don't need anything like that. Sync 2. Okay, cool. Let's do a supply drop. Sync 2. Supply drop virtual. Crate init. Executed upon crate spawn, vehicle init, vehicle types. Types of vehicles available. Crate init. We can add, well... we can add things in the crate init through this. So it would be this add magazine cargo 30 round Stanag, something like that. So let me just look up the class name for that. Okay. So ArmA 3 CFG magazines. I'm looking this up on my phone, by the way. Really nice to have if you don't have a second monitor like myself. This add magazine cargo 30 RND 556 X45 Stanag. I want to make sure that we get this right. I have a feeling the syntax is not right. Let me look it up. Add magazine cargo. Is that right? No, probably not. The name is correct. Magazine name count. Okay, so we need an array. Let's add 30 round mags. And everything else will be okay. Everything else will be just fine. So let's see if we can't test this, because I'm pretty sure we can call in support through our JTAC in single player. Maybe. Or better yet, we can actually switch units.
Be advised, support units are now on standby. Out.
Okay. The JTAC will be all like, hey, we need a supply drop. Well... did I add it? Shit. I don't think I did. Hang on. Oh, did I? I didn't. I did sync it. What the hell? Did I misspell it? However, I do want to get an AAF unit to drop us some drop off some shit. So I want the unarmed. Nah, I don't want the unarmed. I could swear that I had that right. This will happen a lot too.
Be advised, support units are now on standby. Out.
Oh, not here. Just want to make sure I get the name right. "30 RND underscore 556 by 45 Stanag." It really should give you a an error message whenever that pops up, but that's okay.
Be advised, support units are now on standby. Out.
Requesting immediate fire support at the designated coordinates. Over.
Target location received. Ordnance is inbound.
Whew!
Rounds complete. Out. Splash. Out.
Well, that's pretty goddamn accurate. JTAC's good at his job. Alright. Well, I guess we won't do the resupply then. I mean, we'll think of other support. Well, that's how you do, that's how you do, that's how you would do that. Helicopter transport, however, can be virtual. Oh, because I'm a dummy. Because I didn't sync it up. Sync up. This add magazine cargo 30 RND 556 by 45 Stanag. Case sensitive, I assume. 30. Now let's try it. Okay.
Advised, support units are now on standby.
We now have it.
Out.
So let's just call this in supply drop.
Requesting supply drop at transmitted coordinates. Over.
Okay, that's good. I want to make sure they actually got it in there. So the base function, again, the base functionality, wow, that was a really accurate drop actually. The base functionality is there. We just need to make sure, you know, we can add more later, but the base functionality is right there for now. Do I see 30 round Stanags? I do, they're at the bottom. Okay, cool. Now we have 5.5, we have 6.5, we got all that jazz. Oh, I should tell him to add some belts to it too, huh? Well, later. It works for now. So the JTAC now has something to do. Same thing with the paramedic, same thing with the team leader. The team leader should have ample stuff to do. But like I said, that looks like our base functionality right there. It looks... The only thing that's left to do right now is to test the full thing. And that will take time. So I will... Actually, no. The full-fledged test can take place later. I'll come back to you later whenever that's completed. Well, okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and pretty some stuff up here. You can watch, or you can just skip to the end where we finish this mission off. Okay. So what do I need? I need I need a fob. I need a fob these guys can go can deploy from. That looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Were it not for all the shit that's around here, well, we can clean this up. We can clean this up. So we're just going to go ahead and delete some of this, including the trash. Military cargo tower. Instructors Altus. Altus military cargo tower. Brown. Okay. Looks a little bit high, it probably is. We're going to set this military cargo HQ. We don't want it to be rusty, we want it to be pristine. Military cargo HQ. Brown. Okay. Okay. That'll be that. That'll be their fob. The Hescos look okay. The Hescos always kind of look funky whenever I make them. Now comes the tricky part. We want these guys to have a supply box. However, we don't want to give them everything because we still want to. I still want to maintain the integrity of this mission. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with supply box NATO. NATO. Two supply boxes. Actually, three. The middle one's going to be empty. Word to the wise. Always have an empty box so you can just kind of toss stuff in whenever you don't need it anymore. Because having a bunch of random shit just on your... just all over your mission is a very good way to lag up your server. So try not to have anything like that. Or do I even want equipment for them? I think they'll be fine. We can always add stuff later, but for right now they'll be just fine. Now let's get a flag in here. NATO and the AAF. Actually, let's move these guys a little bit closer to the actual center of this. That way, they have a little dedication whenever they're doing stuff like this. Put the NATO on the right, AF on the left. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks acceptable. So we're gonna keep just doing this. I still want to do a couple of ambushes though. FIA, cars, truck, off-road armed, place with crew. Okay. That is now hostile. going to add an FIA sentry team. Actually, fuck it. Don't we have a garrison waypoint? Okay, now I've populated most of this. I've added a couple things. Number one, I've added a small ambush here at the start of the patrol with an automatic gunner up on a rock. He'll be overlooking that ASR as they come in, and hopefully he will see the enemy about the same time that these two gunners see him, and they will combine their fire to harass the Blue Four. I'm thinking about putting a couple of Apers mines around here, just to make the Blue Four's life a living hell, and to rely even more on the engineer. But we'll see. I might include some more stuff around here, simply because I don't want the Blue Four to walk in here and not be on their toes. I might add a civilian or two, or maybe just a civilian vehicle. Make them think that there's some civilians about, maybe a burning campfire. Something to indicate life. That way it creates a vibe that, oh, we're not the only ones here. We better, keep our heads on swivels. So that's up next. I did put a single gunner over here with a compact assault rifle. He'll be overlooking the road, hopefully. He'll be doing that about the same time as, well, I actually moved the sniper. The sniper was originally supposed to be, oh, where was he? He was originally supposed to be up there, I think, but I moved him. I moved him up here so that he can now look out over that way. Let me just adjust him a little bit. There we go. So he can then overlook that very long stretch of road that's out in the open, so the Blue Four have no choice but to either seek cover or return fire, and probably kill him with air support, which I've also changed, by the way. So I've moved him. I haven't really changed him. I've just moved him. Up here, I think I'll do the same thing, just like an abandoned campground, something like that up here. Something to keep the Blue Four on the. Maybe a bunch of goats. Who knows? Maybe just something to indicate life again. Here's what I've done with Salamander, with Objective Salamander. This guy needs to go a little bit this way. I have increased the number of vehicles. Here's some ruins, some wrecked vehicles. These guys will just be sitting around doing nothing. Again, just trying to. You know what? Here. Again, we're just trying to create the motif that there is stuff happening here. That this is an active area, that there is some movement. Without actually having to organize movement, because movement in this game can be a big pain. Like a really big pain. Here we go. We'll just put these underneath here. I've set these to locked, so they won't. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the Blue 4. They'll discover these quads and be like, "Oh yeah, sweet quads," and they won't be able to ride them. Which, you know, not the most fair of things, but I didn't mean this to be a vehicle patrol. So those things will continue. But yeah, I've essentially done that. I've also added these units to the triggers that are in the area. I've set this group of 3 to patrol around. Let me zoom in on their patrol radius. This is their patrol radius. I might actually cut that down, but that group of 3 will patrol that radius and try to just basically maintain eyes on things. I might put a scout up here. I've been meaning to. I might do it just for shits and giggles. Point 3. I might put another ambush up here. This is a really good spot for it, but the problem is the Blue 4 might spot it from far away. So that's it. Oh wait, no, that's not it. I've increased the amount of Op 4 around here. I've also added a patrol. Again, I've added those to the trigger, the awareness trigger. The completion. I've also added a final patrol endpoint. This will be the final objective for Blue 4. As a matter of fact, let me finish this off. So we have our create task, OBJ6, complete patrol. It's assigned. They'll navigate to it. Where is my set task state? Once they are here, that will complete, and the game will end. So that's about it. All right, I think it's ready for. Oh, I've also added a couple more things. I've revamped the supports. I've added close air support, a virtual bombing run, using an AAF plane because again, I wanted this to be NATO advisors kind of instructing the AAF in the proper conduct of military. I'm sorry, of military operations. So I've basically said, hey, listen, you guys are going to get AAF assets. You're not going to get Blue 4, or I'm sorry, you're not going to get NATO assets. You're going to get AAF assets. I don't think this part works, but this part definitely does. So we've named it Cerberus. It'll come in. It'll fly in. The cooldown's 300 seconds, which is about 5 minutes. I'm sorry, which is 5 minutes exactly. So that'll be something. I've moved the Blue 4 from FOB Jackson. I might move them back, but I doubt it. I've moved them from Jackson up to the patrol start, where they will, basically, essentially the start of the road, and I've also added all the markers that you see along the road. I've actually made the mortar support an actual mortar. Again, an AAF mortar, because this is supposed to be a joint military exercise, which they will then use. And to be honest, that mortar's hella accurate, so they're going to be happy with that. Last but not least, I've actually got the resupply script working. I'm sorry, the resupply module working. Again, we're using an AAF helicopter, an unarmed AAF helicopter. Pegasus 1-1 will be handling supply drops with 5.56 in it. Again, this is a 5-minute cooldown. I may... Hang on. Where's the probability of presence? Okay, I guess it doesn't have it. But I may add a transport bird, Pegasus 1-2. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to add that. I was going to, simply because I was thinking, oh, well, let's end the mission like that. No, let's not, because that just needlessly creates I mean that just wastes time. They'll finish the patrol, the mission will end with the fancy end game thing. So I'm sorry, with the fancy mission complete that you see at the end of the missions in the campaign. At least that's what I'm going to go for. That's it. Let me test this and get back to you guys. Okay. Looking good so far. Do I have an objective assigned to me? I don't think I do. That's my inventory. Why don't I have an objective assigned to me? Patrol road. Well, that's about it. I'll start with point 1. I'll adjust it so the point 1 is like that. You know what? I don't have any fatigue. I don't care about these guys. Let's go. Okay, so I'm the only one that doesn't have stamina. and the only one that... I'm sorry, I'm the only one that doesn't have fatigue, and I'm the only one that is invincible, so... I don't know.
Form staggered column.
Does that mean I have to actually like, pay attention to what I'm doing?
Five, 6, 7, Team Red. 8, 9, 10, Team Blue.
We'll keep ourselves as Team White for now. So I'm pretty sure the IED is up here somewhere. If I set it off, I'm going to be very pissed. The guy who made the mission sets off the IED. Right for all to see. I could switch to Unit 4.
4, move up.
On the way.
4, stop.
Understood.
4, move up.
On the way. There's a charge over here. Waiting.
4, disarm that mine.
Understood.
Don't fuck it up. This is the point in time where we'd be moving up to pull security. I think. I would hope. I would hope we're that smart.
Standing by.
Okay.
Fall back.
Copy.
And since I don't have any stamina, or I don't have any fatigue, I'll be taking that.
Take cover.
Rifle, 100 meters, front. Rifleman, 100 meters, front.
Target neutralized. Fall back.
Understood.
Form line.
I've got him.
Damn. Good shoot.
Rifleman, 100 meters front. He's down. Fall back. Form staggered column.
We'll go.
Gotta admit, good place for a firefight. They should be better dug in, though.
I'm covering. Go.
Okay. Yeah, maybe some more up behind him.
Area clear.
Maybe some more up behind him. Yeah, in those rocks would be pretty good. Let me make a note of that. See, this is the kind of stuff you get when you're testing. This is the kind of advice you get, or the kind of things you see whenever you're testing things. So that's Hill 8-4 fire team with ambush.
Two, patch yourself up.
We'll go. Waiting.
Huh. Well, holy shit, this is a good place for a patrol. There's so many fucking places to watch. Alright, alright. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. I'm sure my JTAC loves the increased pace. Next IED should be up here somewhere. Eye is drawn right there when you come up on here, especially in this lighting. But wow, that's not obvious. Yeah, let's relocate IED 2. Let's relocate it to maybe on the right side of the road, next to a bush or some bullshit like that. But that's a little bit too obvious.
4, move up.
On the way. I see a charge. Standing by.
Okay, don't fucking set it off.
4, disarm that mine.
Roger. Waiting.
Okay, there we have it.
Return to formation.
Roger that.
Good shit, 4. My only concern when testing this is going to be, is the sniper good enough to actually engage us at that distance? If he is, then great. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I don't have a fix for that. I can always increase his skill, but I think his skill's pretty high as it is. Okay. We're at point 1. We have reached point 1. Oh, look at these fucking hills. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I need to get some, like, ambushes going. Maybe, like, a random ambush or something. No, that's so much scripting, though. I kind of want to keep this.
I see a charge.
Oh, so I can see them now. Do I have a fucking mine detector in here somewhere? Okay, Jesus.
4, disarm that mine.
Understood.
The point in time would we be looking out, saying, "Hey, listen, let's go, let's look out."
Standing by.
Okay, good. Really, it looks like I designed this to be like the first half, because we're not at
Fall back.
we're not at point 2 yet. Point 2 is about the midpoint. No, it's just after. It's between point 2 and 3 that there's the midpoint. And I really designed it to be more or less a test in diligence than I have been a test in skill in this game. So, I mean, with IEDs and everything, I mean, yeah, it's just been a test of diligence. That looks a lot like blood, but okay. So it's less been, okay, can you shoot straight under stress? It's more been, can you pay attention? And that sniper should be up there someplace. So he'll engage us the second we get going on this hill.
Enemy fire! Man, 100 meters front.
Only because I knew where he
Target
was.
neutralized.
And he actually did hit me.
On the move.
So that will put the sniper on alert, hopefully.
Okay, let's go. Covering fire. Covering. Go. On the move.
Yeah, this is more or less a test in diligence. Like, are you guys awake? Are you guys paying attention? Like, more or less, hey, are you guys paying attention or what?
Go, I'll cover.
I'm perfectly okay.
Area
with that.
clear.
Moving.
Oh, I'm
Cover
perfectly
me.
okay with. Oh shit!
I see a charge.
Stop.
Copy that.
Copy that.
4, stop.
Understood.
4, disarm that mine.
Roger.
Yeah, that's gonna be deadly as fuck.
Standing by.
Oh my
Fall
god.
back.
Solid copy.
Okay, maybe I'll hold off. Wait, yeah, I think so. IED trigger. We're gonna move the IED trigger to patrol complete. I'm sorry, we're gonna link those two. We're gonna link the IED trigger, like the IED complete, like the hey you've cleared. We're gonna link the hey you've cleared the road of mines with the hey you've completed your patrol. So only at the end will the player know, okay, I got all the mines, or no, I missed one. You guys in staggered column? It doesn't look like it.
Form column.
Come on, engage us. No engages up this hill that way. I could put him fucking anywhere. Is he gonna engage us or not? I can see him! He's fucking looking at us! Come on, dude.
Sniper! 300 meters!
Man down.
Oh, he got one!
Target's down.
He actually got
Shit,
one of
we
my
got a
guys!
man down.
Oh, he got two of them! Oh my god! Oh, three? Did he get three? No, he didn't. My JTAC's still here. Holy shit, okay. Maybe I need to increase his performance. Maybe I'll bump his skill up to 90. Oh my god, will that be a trip.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my god, will that be a fucking trip for these guys. They're gonna be so pissed at me.
Area clear.
Yeah, I know, keep up, please. Oh, I keep forgetting, you're not invincible. Damn. You have damage enabled, such scrubs. Yeah, I would probably be 100% honest. Had I not known where everything is and, you know, not been invincible, I would have been dead long before now. Now this is a fucking ambush spot. I should have a fucking ambush up here. Maybe I'll have a couple of IEDs. I have reach point 2. Okay, yeah, I'm about halfway done with the patrol. So I've added these markers, so I think what we're gonna end up doing is calling in some mortars at some point. What is 36 or I guess you really can't. I thought I could call in support via the
2. Heal that soldier.
via my JTAG, via the group menu. Thought I could. Huh, oh well.
Standing by.
Yeah, that's a hell of a good spot for a sniper. I need to remove everyone's night vision as well. It's 8 in the morning. They're not going to go out with night vision. Well, I don't think they would anyways. Yeah, maybe a scout would be the worst thing in the just because.
Form line.
Hang on, let's switch to the JTAC. Ho! He shot my fucking drone!
Covering! Go!
He shot my fucking drone! Damn it! Alright, now I'm pissed. I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do, but I'm still pissed he shot my drone. How dare he! I did kind of deploy it right next to the base, though.
Rifleman, 100 meters, right up ahead. Soldier, 100 meters, right up ahead. Man, 100 meters, front.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rain Hellfire, artillery strike, mortar, HE, 8 shots.
Requesting immediate fire support at the designated coordinates. Over.
Target location received.
Rifleman. Man, 100 meters, front.
Oh!
Return to formation.
We'll go!
3. Sit rep. Move. I'm covering. Go. Go. I'll cover.
We got a man down!
Going fire. Okay, let's go.
He's down.
Correct one!
Hostile down.
I wonder if the mortars will actually show up. Yes, they will! Ha! Clear stronghold. This is the fun part of testing, where you can just fuck around the whole time and just say to hell with the consequences. Because you played it through a bunch of times, you know what's gonna happen. Alright, well that makes it easy. Did we just clear it? We did not destroy the weapons cache, so we still have,
covering! Go!
still have that little bit to do. Jesus, explode some more. Christ.
let's go!
Go. I'll cover. Cover me. Go. I'll cover. I'm covering. Go. I'm covering. Go.
If anything, this mission isn't hard enough.
Okay, let's go.
And there's little to do. I mean, I could increase the difficulty of the AI, but that's about it. I mean,
Cover me. I'm covering. Go. Stop.
Contact! Rifleman! Copy! Hostile down!
no, let me just like hang out here for a second while I grab some more charges. Holy crap! I mean, I could add some more enemies, but you know, that only does so much. It'd be better to increase the difficulty of the enemies rather than. See, the
Area clear.
thing is, people are just like, oh, well, just add more hostiles. Well, no, you add more hostiles out in the middle of nowhere. You just have to expend more ammunition to kill them.
Return to formation.
We'll go!
Meanwhile, you increase the difficult. I'm sorry, you increase the skill of the hostiles. There we go. Hey, there we go. You increase the difficulty of the hostiles, and you increase their and you make their position more difficult to assail. On top of that, you give them better weapons, and camouflage them a little bit better. Give your guys a sorry approach. It doesn't matter how many they have. I mean, they could have a whole goddamn platoon.
Form staggered.
Sorry, you could have a whole goddamn platoon and not be able to do anything because the enemy is in such an advantageous position. And they're really, really good, and they have really good weapons, so you're kind of SOL. So that's That's game design in my eyes 101. You know, more enemies does not equal more difficult. It is better and it is a smarter deployment. Sorry, a smarter deployment of enemies. It is more difficult to deal with. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing stuff like this. It's just to really drive home the fact that, you know, it's not about how many AI you have, it's about how you place them and what you do with them. And since we're running kind of low on people.
Team White.
So, the fact we don't have a revive system... well, the revive system only happens in multiplayer, and I have yet to test that. I have a feeling it's going to work just as advertised, because it's an ArmA GUI. I mean, hell, it was in the attributes of this mission, so there's not a lot that can go wrong with that. I might add a couple of fighters here. No, I'll add another IED here, because it's been a while since they went in. It's been a while since I ran into an IED. Maybe a couple of APERS mines. We really suck here. An ambush. A very well planned ambush. Problem is, AI can only do so much. Maybe I can put one up. Maybe I can put one or two up there. Maybe. Instead his skill really goddamn high. Just let him have it. I'll end up increasing the skill of the AI that ambush the players. But then again, this is on the lowest possible skill level. Well, not the lowest. We're playing on regular, I think. Veteran's the one that's just like every AI is a goddamn marksman. So, and I'll do that. And the fatigue won't help. It really doesn't help that I have that enabled. The JTAC is gonna just ruin everything with his goddamn drone. I should never have given him that. Okay, so this is the approach. This is the original approach. Maybe I will put a fucking ambush here. Why not? I'll put an ambush here. What's that grid right there? That's fucking... Oh god. Ambush at 0412 2036. Yeah, that'll make sense. And IEDs. No, APERS mines. Or IEDs, I don't know. Nah, IEDs, that way it's, I don't know, it's easier.
Soldiers, 18, 300 meters, bearing 060. I see movement. Soldier, 400 meters, bearing 060. Enemy, rifle, 400 meters northeast.
7.
Whack!
Fire.
Hey! See, these guys, unfortunately... Whew! They don't have advanced optics. Now,
Man, 300
these were fucking CSAT, and they had advanced optics. Holy Christ, we would have such a hard time kicking them out of this area.
Target's down!
Woo, he hit my fucking gun. Whoa. Oh, yeah, he definitely hit me there.
Man, 300 meters northeast.
Ow!
Gotta reload! Form line! Free to engage!
Let's get the AI. Ow! Son of a bitch! The amount of times I've been hit so far, oh my god, I will have such a hard time with this. Let's let the AI try this.
Scratch one.
Hey, that's mine, asshole.
Return to formation!
Roger that.
Wow. Well, he is stationary, so.
I've got him!
And I'm invincible, and I don't have fatigue on, so probably the only reason why I'm doing this well.
Rifleman, 300
And besides,
meters
this is just for debugging. I'm not. This is like totally for debugging. Am I missing somebody?
Covering fire.
Supply is gonna be a real pain in the ass.
Target down!
Moving.
Yeah, or I'm sorry, just ammunition and medical supplies are gonna be a pain in the ass. I mean, they have a supply drop, but it's unarmed. They will have mortars, though. The fact they'll have mortars means that they might... Wow, I might actually want to employ a couple of fucking
Area clear.
technicals. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, so I've lost people. Which means... Yeah, those might have been put there by CSAT. I mean, I know that that Altus is all about green energy and all about I guess sustainable energy and going green and everything, but you can't deny that that looks a lot like a CSAT color pattern. Which brings up the question: why have
Form staggered column.
a camo pattern on a windmill? I mean, I'm pretty sure you want those things to be seen. I'm pretty sure pilots kind of want to see them. But hey, whatever. I mean, whatever. I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, Bohemia.
Move 75 meters. Front.
Okay, now I just gotta wait till all my guys get here. Don't sweep me.
Standing by.
Oh my, well... Yeah, this should have ended it. Okay. See here? So, I think I'm done. I'm pretty sure I'm done anyways. Just to review everything from the ground up, in case you haven't been watching this entire video, you know, too long didn't watch. We've essentially have a group of 4 NATO advisors. I actually did change their weaponry from the Mark 20s to the SPARs. That way, it feels a little bit more real, I guess, because the SPAR is very similar to the M416 and the M4 family. But it still fires the same rounds. It takes the same magazine as the Mark 20. I've given the AAF, who's supposed to be the muscle of this squad, whereas the NATO personnel is supposed to be the utility. I've given them mostly weapons with optics, heavier weapons. All the NATO guys have assault rifles. I've actually taken away the grenade launcher for the JTAC, because I don't think there's any real use to it. Not in this mission, not with the coordination, not with the AI supports as it is. What have I changed? I've changed the placement of the IEDs. Actually, these won't go off if you're close to them. They're more like camouflage satchel charges, to be honest. I might add functionality, so if they're close to them and they don't see them, they'll blow up. But right now, I'm not gonna add that functionality. If I add it in later, I'll put the code. I'll put whatever code and whatever methodology I use in the comments. I've actually added some ambient stuff, just to make it look more believable. Give it a little bit more immersion in here. Again, I really haven't changed all that much. We keep going north. I've changed the position of the IED too. Even I can't find it here. Matter of fact, I don't even think it's there anymore. I think I moved it. No, it's here. No, it's here. Yep, right there. Okay, so I've moved that. Again, it won't go off if people get near it, but I might add that later. This is point 1. I've added some ambient stuff here, just basically some trash and some just some useless things. I've also hidden the 3rd IED underneath here. So they probably won't see it till they're well past it, and if they do see it, they'll freak the hell out, I hope. I've replaced the IED up here with a anti-personnel mine. Now the demo specialist should still be able to see it, but this will just add another lethal aspect to an ambush that is already pretty devious with this guy up here. That should alert Mr. Sniper up here, who I have not changed positions, to the presence of the NATO personnel, and he has a nice big firing range to snipe these guys from. Point 2, I've added some graves just for a little bit of ambience. I think I've also changed the time of day as well, just to freshen it up a little bit. I've added 2 fire team patrols, 2 FIA fire team patrols, one along this set of ridges right here, one along this ridge right here, and the other one out of Objective Salamander and along this ridge right here. So there's a random chance that the NATO people and the AAF will run across them. It's not guaranteed. But also added some more stuff here, just to make it look like more of a dump, to be perfectly honest. Added some ambient patrols, some men patrolling around. Added a second 2 Vics, 2 arm Vics. I haven't put the scout up here. I might do that later. I've added just some ambient stuff. A crashed helicopter here, a civilian car right here, another IED over here. If they decide to breach this building, they'll have 2 tripwire mines to deal with. They don't have any reason to breach the building, but should they want to kind of be a little bit cheeky and to be kind of metagaming, I guess, like, oh man, this looks like a really good ambush position. If they want to clear that, they gotta deal with those. And the point of the ambient stuff is just really to give the players more things to look at. More enemies or more skilled enemies is not always necessary for a complex or a difficult mission. The more things you have to look at, like a downed helicopter that looks like it's in a perfect ambush position, you know, that can be stuff to draw the player's attention away from looking for bad guys. Or I'm sorry, away from where the danger actually is. So they're looking for bad guys, and instead of looking at where the enemy actually is, they're looking at the ambient stuff I put down. Now I've added, I think I've added this this ambush up here. This one's a little bit more fiendish. You got into belt-fed LMG watching the road coming in, but you also have an AT specialist and a technical also watching that approach. So that's going to be very difficult to deal with. I've dealt with that a couple times. It was not fun. Up here, I've added a little bit more, a few more units to the convoy. Now these guys right here, they don't have any health, so they will spawn dead. So you'll see a couple of dead AAF soldiers. They don't have any ammo either. I've put a couple of them in vehicles, so they'll be dead at the wheel. I've also changed the loadouts of some of these FIA guerrillas to make it look like they stripped the weapons off the AAF soldiers and that they are then now using those weapons. A couple more things. That was point 4. And last but not least, we have the end game trigger. Now this took me a little bit, simply because I'm an idiot. I'm a huge idiot, absolutely huge idiot. Let's just view it in here. So here's the objective to end the patrol, or complete the patrol. It's assigned. Then we have set task state succeeded. I was an idiot the first time I tested it. It was set to created, and that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But the second that they are, whatever remains of the team is within this perimeter, that will flip, and so will this end scenario. Now I might make it a little bit more fancy. I might expand upon this in the future, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. And that's about it. I hope that you guys learned something. Oh, that's not about it. I did change the supports. We wanted a AAF cast fighter as the support. We wanted to give him a vehicle in of this fly-in height 200. That means he's going to fly in about 200 meters altitude. I don't think this part works actually. So put a question mark on that if you plan to use that. I've also changed his call sign to Cerberus, and the countdown is, I think it's 5 minutes. So up here we've also added resupply Pegasus. Again, we want a specific vehicle. We want the unarmed AAF helicopter. We're setting his call sign to Pegasus. We're not giving him a flying altitude because he's not going to be spawning at any, because it's a it's a freaking helicopter. It can fly nap of the earth. We also needed to add some stand to the cargo because the default resupply box does not come with them in them. We also have set that cooldown to 5 minutes. And I believe I've already showed you the mortar, but just to review. Here's a support provider, artillery. It's a real artillery piece with a mortar, and their call sign is Artemis. And that's about it, guys. I hope you learned something by watching this. If you didn't, or if I glossed over something you really wanted to see, leave me a comment. If you have a question about your mission, again, leave me a comment. I'll do what I can. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional, but I will try to help in whatever capacity I have. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave a link down to this mission in the Steam Workshop in the description, and I hope you guys enjoyed.